We are approaching an energetic shift on Earth, where part of our species will ascend to the new Earth, and the other part will stay behind in this physical world. If you've heard people talk about this new Earth shift and 5D ascension stuff and you said, "What are y'all talking about?" Let me break it down in a way maybe you haven't heard before. It's wild, so check this out. So think about Earth as a radio. On this radio, you have different stations. Each station is tuned to a different frequency. When you're tuned to it, you hear it. You don't hear the other ones, even though they exist simultaneously. You know how people say there are interdimensionals on Earth? A lot of leading researchers think that all these things, alien types and everything like gnomes, fairies, and Bigfoot, are coming from different dimensions. They're interdimensional. Well, now there's a new term researchers are using called shadow biosphere. They really think that our Earth has different shadow biospheres within it, like different layers of an onion. All these entities live right here, and we bump into them every once in a while. It's the same way your radio station sometimes bleeds over, like you're rocking some old school rock, and then all of a sudden, Tejano comes in, and your station gets a little fuzzy. That happens here on Earth. All of those beings, species, creatures, animals, aliens, all that stuff, right? The fairies, the gnomes, the trolls, the leprechauns, the Bigfoots, and all the different aliens we've been seeing for thousands of years by millions of people, all exist here on Earth in a shadow biosphere. Now, how can that be? Just like on a radio, they're on a different station. So we're tuned to our station. Okay, so what does this have to do with the new Earth? Check this out. There is a repeating cataclysm that happens. Jason Bershers Marquez does an amazing job chronicling this. It's called the Phoenix event. Every so often it happens. There's an event that happens, flashbang, there's a partition that's put into place. That partition splits the station. Right now, we're on the human epoch station, and there'll be a split. Everything on one frequency range, the lower frequency range, will stay here. Then there's a split partition, and the higher frequency range ascends to 5D, and you go to the new Earth. Just like when someone has a new radio station, you don't go to the radio station, you just tune to it. It's all like Nikola Tesla said, it's all frequency and vibration energy. So check this out. When this has happened historically, right? The Earth's been around for 3.5 billion years or more. There have been tons of different dominant species and civilizations on Earth. When they have their time, they're dominant. There's a Phoenix event. There's this energetic shift. There's a partition. The ones that were on the higher vibrational scale ascended on, right? And the ones on the lower end stayed here. So they're here, kind of stuck in this material world. That's why we run into these seemingly lower vibrational different types of entities. Even the fairies, the gnomes, and the Sasquatch, they're nice enough, but they're all a little, kind of assholey. It's almost like they're all the remnants, the lower vibrational entities of that epoch that kind of got left behind. So that's what this radio consists of here on this material Earth, humans right now, because this is our time. The other ones are the remnants of the lower vibrational segments. When that split happens, they're still here on physical Earth, because they have to keep going through the simulation until they can finally raise their vibration and ascend on. So that's what Earth is, essentially. It is just one big game, one big experiment. But the reason why we share it with all of these interdimensional entities, beings, creatures, aliens, all this kind of stuff, is because we're really starting to think that they're not coming from other places. They're coming from here. We share them, but we just don't see them because they're on a different station. But we all exist stacked simultaneously. See what I'm saying? Bigfoots and all this stuff, and people even say they're interdimensional, but I never really thought about what that means. What dimension are they coming from? Well, it's just a different station, a different layer. Just like you can change the channel on your TV and watch a different show, the other show is still there. You were just watching it before, but now you're watching a new show. You can go back to the other show. They're all stacked. So those are previous... I really think this is crazy, but say we went to this previous civilization like Egypt, or the Mayan ruins of the pyramids, right? We're looking at these dead pyramids, but in a different frequency, a different channel. Those pyramids are lush and lively, and there's life and people everywhere. That's the new Earth. So we're on this lower station, this lower material realm here, and we just see the remnants. We see the remnants of that civilization, but that civilization, like part of it, ascended on when the flash happened, and the other part stayed behind and apparently died off. going back thousands of years and millions of years. That's where we get into the Fae and all the other stuff. Some of these other alien species that we're finding out are like millions of years old, like they're super duper old. We're finding out that they're not coming from their other planets. They're ultra-terrestrial. They're coming from here and they're interdimensional. But what is this dimension? That's it? It's another station on the radio. So in their time period, there was a flashbang, and part of them ascended on, and the other part stayed here. Those remnants are what we're interacting with because we're all sharing this material world while we're in this material phase. But the goal is to ascend on. The goal is to go to 5D, or whatever you want to call it, New Earth. So how do you go to New Earth? How do you raise your vibration? Because if there is a partition, and if you're on the low vibratory scale, and if you're on the higher vibratory scale, you go to New Earth. How do you make sure that your vibration is high? Here are the top 3 ways that I have found to do it. Stay positive. No matter what, this is a test, and you're going to be tested continuously. Always stay positive. Find the positivity in everything that happens. Be grateful. Be super grateful for everything you have because, guaranteed, even if you don't think you have much, someone out there would do anything to have what you have. And then also forgive. Forgiveness is key. All the stuff, who cares? Let it go. Because all that anger inside of you, that resentment, is not hurting them at all. They don't even know it. It's lowering your vibration. So positivity, forgiveness, and gratefulness are the 3 keys to raising your vibration. They're easy, they're free, you can do them all day, every day, and you will raise your vibration. Because if the split happens, and the reason I think it's going to happen is because humans are antennas. We're transducers. We receive and transmit information. People have intuition, and you intuitively sense stuff even though you're not trying. Right now, millions of people sense and feel a shift coming. Even Newton, Dolores Cannon, and all these channelers and everybody, they're tapping into these higher entities. The ones that made the shift last time. They want us to ascend up. They understand how the game works, and they want us to ascend up. So they are letting us know. They're coming through. They're coming through channelers. They're letting people know. Raise your vibration. They want us to raise our vibration so we can go to the New Earth. But there are also other entities that are trying to drag us down because maybe they're here on Earth and they don't want us to leave. Maybe they don't want to be lonely. We are being told and being helped along to raise our vibration. That's why I think this is all happening. But millions of people feel it and sense it. Raise your vibration. Thank you for watching Luminaria.